Pavilion for this matchup of Stanford men's volleyball as the Stanford Cardinal take on the Saskatchewan Huskies. This is the first matchup here of the 2024-2025 campaign, and Stanford having two matches here just before the new year. We thank you for tuning in to our broadcast. My name is Elijah Gonzalez. I'll be with you the entire way here covering all of this match for tonight's matchup, and we'll start with the starting lineups first for Saskatchewan. Lucas Mashute will start number 3. Number 4 is the libero. That's Ethan Smith. Number 8 is Joshua Thorson. Number 11 is Noah Opseth. Number 13, Isaiah Mamer. And then number 15, Jacob Baird, along with Jay Eichhorst. And number 17, Emmett Graham will round it out for Saskatchewan. For Stanford, it's number 1, Evan Porter. He'll be at the libero spot. Number 7, Theo Snooey. And then it'll be number 11, Moses Wagner. Number 13, Gray Mandelbaum. And then for the Cardinal as well, it will be Kamana Carrera. And then also for the Cardinal is number 28, Nate Clinton. Cardinal coached in his 19th season by John Costi. And for Saskatchewan, it's Sean McKay on the other side. Saskatchewan will serve to begin this match. And we are just about set for action as Noah Opseth puts it over the net. And the first tap by Stanford, and it'll be a point for the Cardinal. So the Cardinal will get the first point of this match. First match of the campaign for Stanford. Have a few here in Burnham Pavilion and a couple in Naples Pavilion this year. Also welcome to our first Stanford match as there's a kill from Saskatchewan here on Big Ten Plus. Thank you for tuning in to all the MPSF action this season on Big Ten Plus. As the Huskies set to serve. Nice dig there by the Cardinal. Right back come the Huskies. Set by Stanford, and the kill is blocked at the net. And Stanford just has to pass that one over. And there's a kill from the Huskies. So a good point there as Emmett Graham puts it home for Saskatchewan. And they've taken the early 2-1 lead. Back to serve is Joshua Thorson for the Huskies. As he sends this one over the net. Dug out by Stanford, but an overpass and blocked at the net by the Cardinal. Now a big swing, and that's going to be a kill for Stanford. Moses Wagner with the kill. Stanford has knotted this thing up at 2 here early. Back to serve for the Cardinal. It's Theron Briette. Good dig by the Huskies. Just have to tap it over, and great play there by Briette, who got back into the play. Set by the Huskies. Tap. Dug out again by Briette. Blocked at the net. Huskies now with a chance on the set. Tap, and a great play there at the net by Gray Mandelbaum. And the Cardinal will take the point to take the lead here in this match at 3-2. Stanford coming into this season and coming off a campaign last year for the Cardinal as Briette will serve it again, and it's in for a Stanford point. An ace for Stanford, the first of this match, as Briette goes back to serve yet again. Last year, Cardinal coming off a 14-12 season, 6-6 in MPSF conference play, and that one is just a bit long from Briette, so now it will go back to a 4-3 here in this match. Back to serve is one of the few Huskies with a kill, Lucas Mashut. Sends this one over, and this time it's going to be a kill for the Cardinal. It's Gray Mandelbaum from the middle, and Stanford stays in front and extends their lead to 2. Stanford made a bit of a run in the MPSF tournament, fell to Grand Canyon, the 4 seed, after a win against Pepperdine, keeping it alive for the Huskies, but that one's sent over the net, and Nate Clayton puts it home for the Cardinal, and they take a 6-3 advantage. Mentioned John Costi in his 19th campaign here with the Cardinal. And that one just a bit long, so the Huskies will serve it here again after a point. For the Huskies, they'll have their only 2 matchups of the year here in the Bay Area. They'll take on the Cardinal tomorrow night as well. Clinton has that blocked at the net. Tap over, and a set coming for the Huskies. From the back row, it's dug out by Stanford off the net and has to just be popped over. And a block at the net, but goes wide by the Cardinal, and the Huskies maintain another point, bringing this to a 1-point deficit. As Emmett Graham will go back to serve for the Huskies. But I mentioned the Huskies, they will only have 1 matchup here. They've already played some matches so far this season. Dug out and set to the near side, but blocked and wide. Nate Clinton gets the kill off the block there. And Stanford pushes their lead back out to 2. So a couple matchups early on in the season for the Huskies of Saskatchewan. 3-match winning streak coming into this one. And a point for Stanford yet again. So the Cardinal get a point and stretch that lead to 3. Coming into this one, 11-7, 6-4 in conference play for the Huskies as that one goes wide. And the Huskies will have a point. Couple of exhibition matches early for the Huskies in the year, but now here for Stanford, just getting things started right before the new year. That one goes right into the net. Stanford will have the point and will be serving, as going back is Moses Wagner. Opposite 6'6" from San Jose, California. Local product. Not too far here from Stanford as he gets the ace. And Stanford is the first team to 10. So Wagner back to serve again. Dug out. Set coming for the Cardinal, right from the middle, and it's a kill for Stanford. Carrera, the one to put that home for the Cardinal and stretch that lead to 5, one of the largest of this match for Stanford, and we have a timeout here on the floor. We'll take it with them, 11-6 conference. They'll play a couple more matches here in the United States before they head home, and what a block at the net. Stanford in front by 6 after a big block at the net by Carrera. Heading down to Southern California to take on Long Beach State, followed with a matchup at Walter Pyramid with the Pepperdine Waves and UC San Diego. Stanford gets another point here to make it 13-6. And quickly we've seen Stanford start to run away a little bit here in this first set. It's back to serve again is Wagner, who continues to stay on a run for the card. Dug out. This time the Huskies are going to get a chance at a kill, but it's a bit too high and looks like it touched the top of the net. We'll have a point, Stanford. So the Cardinal with their largest lead so far, an 8-point advantage. And Wagner has been the secret sauce for the Cardinal, who have been on a run since he's gone back there. So he tries to look to continue it for Stanford. Dug out. Set again this time from the back row. It's dug out by Porter, but overpassed it to the Huskies. Blocked at the net, but out of bounds, and Saskatchewan gets a much-needed point, and they'll have an opportunity to serve here down by 7. For Stanford, they'll have Ball State coming to Burnham Pavilion coming up in the new year, and there's an ace for the Huskies as they've cut it back to 6. And a great serve there from the 6'10 middle blocker, sophomore Jacob Baird of Daisy Hill, Australia. Back to serve again. And this time he hit his own guy in the head. And that one goes out of play. So a point, Stanford. And the card will go back to serve, as it's Nate Clinton, sophomore from Pleasanton, just on the other side of the bay. He's back to serve for Stanford. Dug out nicely by the Huskies. The tap, keeping it alive, is Stanford. Another set. This time it's dug out again by the Cardinal. And a big swing. That's Wagner again. Stanford in front by 8. It's been the Moses Wagner show here in this first set. He's got a kill already. A couple of service aces. And has been the main source of energy here early for the card. Back set. Big swing and a nice dig by Porter. Another swing by the Cardinal off the top of the netting. Just tapped over. And it's going to be a Stanford point after a net touch by the Huskies. So the Cardinal quickly up to 17 here. And a 9-point advantage. Dug out. Set up by Opseth. Set to the near side, and that goes just wide by Snooey. And Saskatchewan with the point to make it 17-9. So Noah Opseth goes back to serve. Setter from Birch Hills, Saskatchewan. Overpass and a good block at the net there by the Cardinal to not have that hurt him. And that one just a bit long off the block that came there from Briette, but was not able to keep it in bounds. And Saskatchewan is now at 10. See if John Costi burns a timeout if Saskatchewan gets a little bit more in a run here, but so far they've been able to limit the damage. Porter dug out. Long set. And Snooey sent that wide. It's back to 6. So Stanford, after a hot start early, have cooled off here a little bit towards the middle of this first set. And now Saskatchewan looking to take advantage. Tap. And dug out, but sent over to Porter. Now over it, it's Snooey again. Snooey puts it home, and it's 18-11. Stanford in front. Heading back to serve is Kai Schmidt out of San Clemente. Big serve there, and Opsa sets to the far side. Dug out that time by the Cardinal. Big swing. Nice dig by the Huskies. Back and forth we go, and off the block, it'll be a Husky point. So the Huskies going back and forth between that 6-7 point mark. It's what it's really been for this majority, I should say, of this first set. But Stanford let the Huskies back in for a moment. And this one goes right into the net. Stanford gets the point right back. So heading back there is Briette to try to go on a little bit of a run for the card. As he gets set up the 19-12 lead. And that one is wide. Good job by the Huskies to get out of the way of that one. It was coming in pretty quick towards that back row. And now back to serve is Lucas Mashoud. 6'8" middle blocker from Saskatchewan. Back set, dug out. Now Clinton sets this one again, same spot, and it's going to be a point for the Cardinal. Snooey that time. Stanford first to 20, and it's a 7-point lead for Stanford. So Snooey now. And he sends that one right into the net. Point goes right back to the Huskies. So I mentioned the Huskies coming off these couple of exhibition matches for the Huskies. They'll head to Long Beach for the North American Challenge. Set up right to the middle, and that one unable to be killed by Stanford. Now back set, and a big kill for the card. It's Wagner again. A great first set so far from Wagner. And now heading back to serve for the Cardinal is Ryan Duras. With a 21-14 lead here in set number 1 at Burnham Pavilion. Big serve right into the net for Duras, and it'll be Saskatchewan that will get the point. It'll head back. So Saskatchewan, 3 more exhibitions here in California, and then they'll head back and take on probably one of the better names in college sports, the Calgary Dinos. Have a quick 2-match set in Calgary. The set right in the middle and a big swing, and that's going to be a kill for Carrera. So Stanford 3 points away now from claiming this first set as they look to try to take care of business here in set number 1. Back to serve. This is the guy, if you want to be able to do that, is Wagner. But this time just long. Very tight. See if Coach John Costi wants to use his challenge here, but looks like he'll keep it in his pocket. And a big serve coming from Opseth. That one is just wide. 2 points left for the Cardinal here in set number 1 to try to finish this off. Back to serve is Clinton for the Cardinal. Set by Opseth. Back set. And this time, no. They say it's going to be a Stanford point. So set point here for the Cardinal. as they look to try and finish this set off. As Clinton looks to finish it for the card. Set by Opseth. Far side, and it's not going to be on this point, as a good kill comes that time from the Huskies. Big kill from Joshua Thorson, first time we've called his name tonight. And it's 24-17. Dig by Porter. Set. Wagner. Point. Stanford. Set. Stanford. The Stanford Cardinal take the first set, 25-17. We'll step aside. When we come back, we will have set number 2 for you right here on Big Ten Plus. They're going to have to find a way to stop Moses Wagner, who had a terrific first set for the Cardinal. He had 4 kills in that set, 2 aces, and it felt like he was at the serving line forever. Stanford went on a long run through that first set, and that was led at the service line by Wagner. As the liberos come onto the floor, and we'll get set for set number 2. And back to serve for the Cardinal is Nate Clinton. So he'll set it up, get us rolling on set number 2. Dug out. Set to the middle, and this time it gets through the block. Nice little nifty tap there from Lucas Mashute, one of the few names we did call in that first set. Mashute had a kill as well in that set. As Opseth back to serve for Saskatchewan. And he sends it right into the net. So 1-1 early. And Stanford to serve. Heading back there is Carrera. Carrera, one of the few freshmen that we've seen so far here in this match. Evan Porter, obviously the other, with the libero spot for Stanford. Dig, and this one just has to come over from the back row and in. A nice kill there from Joshua Thorson, and he's been very impressive from that back row early in this one. But Carrera, the middle blocker, freshman from Mission Viejo, California. Evan Porter, another freshman we've seen so far. Kai Schmidt, we saw get an opportunity to serve as well for the card early. Nice dig off the block there. And that time, a touch of the net that came from Gray Mandelbaum. And a point that goes to Saskatchewan. So, Saskatchewan with a 3-1 lead here in this second set, as Joshua Thorson heads back to serve. Set. Way too long there from Snooey. But it looked like it came off a touch, and they'll give the point to Stanford. So the referee, with better eyesight than myself, saw the touch, maybe gave it a little bit of juice towards that back line, and Stanford with the point as they serve. Good dig there by Thorson, and a nice tap in there by Mamer. And Saskatchewan, the early 4-2 lead, as Mashute heads back to serve. So Stanford, after finishing that first set on a bit of a run, have since had a little bit of trouble, and then saw it there on that first dig. Can't get that pass made, but a great block. The combination of Snooey and Mandelbaum with a terrific block, and it's 4-3 in favor of the Huskies with Stanford to serve. So Teo Snooey back to serve. A little bit of an overpass. Good block, tap, joust at the net. That time it's a back set. A little bit too far for Wagner to get a good swing on it. And this one is swung right into the net, that time by Opseth. And a point that goes to the Cardinal to tie this up at 4. So Snooey back to serve. Stanford, I've talked a little bit about the Saskatchewan schedule. The Cardinal will have a couple more matches here at home against Ball State. And that one a bit too long there from Snooey, as the point goes to Saskatchewan. But then following those matches against Ball State, they'll head to the First Point Collegiate Challenge in Austin. And they'll have a couple of tough matchups with the Buckeyes of Ohio State, Penn State Nittany Lions there in Austin. Overpass and a big swing. That came that time from Mamer. And the Huskies, after dropping that 2-point lead, has now regained the 2-point lead. But Stanford, following up the end of January with a pair of matches here at Burnham before heading on a fairly nice road trip to take in February, as there's a service error into the net that time for Saskatchewan. Fairly fun trip to take in early February, heading to Honolulu, take on Hawaii, hometown of freshman libero Evan Porter. Big swing that time, and a point to go to Stanford. They say it was not touched. The Huskies thought it was. Mamer thought it was. And for the moment, it's 6-6. And it will stay that way with no coach's challenge. Big swing and kill there by the Huskies. And after they thought that that lead had evaporated, they take it right back. Isaiah Mamer back to serve. The junior, also from Saskatchewan. A lot of players on this roster from Saskatchewan. Very few exceptions, as off the block, it's going to be a point for Stanford to tie it back up at 7. A couple of Calgary, Alberta natives, as well as obviously Jacob Baird out of Australia. Here's Wagner to serve. Dig. Set to the near side. Thorson can't get the kill. Couple nice digs here to start this set from both sides. Now Thorson again, blocked. Wagner keeps it alive. Set to the far side and just out by Clinton. And it will be a point for Saskatchewan to take the 8-7 lead. Little bit of indecision there by the officials. But from my view, vantage point did look out. Good dig, set to the far side. Big swing and wide again. Clinton just missed down the line. 9-7. We'll see here. This feels maybe like a John Costi challenge is coming. Those have been pretty tight. This time he will refrain. So serve comes and right into the net there by Jacob Baird. So Stanford gets another mistake from the Huskies. The Huskies in that first set had a couple of service errors that really kind of set them back. Had 4 total in that first set. Not to be outdone by Stanford with 7 in the first set. And there it is, back-to-back service errors. And Saskatchewan has taken the 2-point lead again. So Noah Opseth back to serve. Set this time right to the middle and a kill for the Cardinal. Big kill right in the middle by Carrera. And he'll go back to serve for the Cardinal, who trail by 1 here in the second set, did win the first set. Here on Big Ten Plus. Set right to the middle, and a great nifty little touch there by Lucas Mashute. Gives the Huskies the 2-point lead back. I think those of you that are tuning in for the first time here for MPSF Men's Volleyball on Big Ten Plus, an exciting new deal worked in the offseason. Joust at the net. Set over to the near side. Wagner keeps it up. Set right to the middle. Clayton from the back. And that one is going to be in for the Huskies. Clinton put it over the net, but it was a good job by the Huskies to defend that light tap over the net. And it's back to a 3-point lead for Saskatchewan. So Saskatchewan did not get that point, and Stanford back to serve. Back to serve for the Cardinal is Briette. So a 2-point lead for Saskatchewan. And back to serve is Lucas Mashute. And Stanford with the point. And they will get an opportunity to serve here, trailing by just 1. As Snooey heads back to serve. Back and forth set here in set number 2. A little bit more even through this middle portion of the set. Stanford dominated that portion with Wagner, but there's a kill in the middle by Jacob Baird. 14-12 now as Saskatchewan will get an opportunity to serve. Heading back there is Emmett Graham, senior. And again, should have miscue. We've seen this a couple times by the Huskies, having to duck in that front row. And a point for Stanford. So after a stretch in the first set where Stanford really took control, it's been fairly even through this middle portion. Overpass and a kill. Big swing and kill there by Nate Clinton. So Stanford to serve with it all knotted up at 14. Serve is made there by Mandelbaum. And off the block, it missed the block. It'll be a point Stanford. And a timeout is going to be taken here, and we will take it with them. First to 15 is the Saskatchewan Huskies, leading 15-14. It's been very back and forth as much as the score has shown. Couple service errors, couple of big kills. That's a big swing, but a great block right in the middle by the Cardinal. It was Carrera that started it right there. So Stanford with a point. So they take a 2-point lead. Mandelbaum now is set to the near side. Set back up by Opseth, and that time it's going to be a kill. Huge swing there from Isaiah Mamer. Just when you thought Stanford was going to gain a little bit of momentum, Mamer right there to take it away. That swing, vicious after the first one. Just kind of tapped it over softly and said enough is enough. Back set, kill by the Cardinal. Big kill for the Cardinal as Wagner heads back. A 17-15 lead. And it's going to be an ace. Wagner doing it again. 3-point lead for Stanford. That last kill by Wagner and then the service ace. Going for another here. This one dug out. Not confidently that time, but able to get it over where the Huskies. Right to the middle. Big block. And the Cardinal get it over. Set. Near side. Thorson. And it's dug out. Clinton over to Wagner. Big dig there. Set up by Smith. Thorson again. Blocked. Can't keep it up. Joshua Thorson. 2-point match. Set. Stanford leading 1-0 in the set count. Sent over. And set up nicely. Dig, and they can't get to the second one. On the pass there. Diving to try to make the play was Emmett Graham, but it's going to go down as a kill for the Cardinal, and they have a 3-point advantage. So creeping towards that 20 mark. As Clinton is back to serve. Set up Opseth. Back set and a big kill from Graham. So a 2-point advantage now for Stanford as Opseth goes back to serve it for Saskatchewan. Set in the middle here, and it's blocked. Gonna try a back set to Wagner now, and this one is still alive, and that's it. Moses Wagner again, first to 20, is yet again the Stanford Cardinal. Not as much real estate here in Burnham Pavilion as much as Maples Pavilion, which is another arena that Stanford Cardinal will play in this year, one that Stanford fans are familiar with. Also the home of Stanford men's and women's basketball and Stanford women's volleyball. Set over the net. Opsis back set and a kill. Thorson again. 2-point advantage. Joshua Thorson, his name has been called a lot today, and they're going to need him if they want to make a comeback here in set number 2. Thorson again just banged it off his teammate's head. That's a couple times now that has happened. And that cannot feel good. Stanford to serve. And the Cardinal get the point. Briette will go back yet again. 4-point advantage. Stanford timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back here on Big. As Briette back to serve again for the Cardinal. Dig. Set and a block. It's Wagner. A little bit of help that time from Mandelbaum. And between those two, the Cardinal get point 23. 2 points away from taking set number 2. And into the net goes the serve by Briette. So set point, we'll have to wait. Heading back to serve now is Lucas Mashute. So he gets set to serve. Set up in the middle. Mandelbaum tried to just tap it high. Now from the back row, it's Clinton. Set point for the Cardinal. And it's Snooey who's going to serve it for Stanford. So set point Stanford. Big serve, over pass, and that will do it for set number 2. Stanford wins the second set. They'll take a 2-0 lead. We're going to head to set number 3 when we come back here on Big Ten Plus. We'll match up tomorrow. We will have it for you right here on Big Ten Plus. With it being New Year's Eve, the match was moved to 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So for those of you that are tuning in to tomorrow's match, it will be at 3 p.m. instead of the original 6 p.m. scheduled start time, with the new year approaching. And for Stanford in 2025, hoping it brings lots of wins for the Cardinal. They'll take on Ball State coming up in their next match, which will happen in the new year, but not until January 10th. So a little bit of a break for the Cardinal. And then they will be right back at it against Ball State. So Saskatchewan will serve to start us off here in set number 3. And it's going to be Opseth that's going to be back there to serve for Saskatchewan. Carrera tried a big swing from the middle. Back set. And Wagner there to take care of that. From the back row, it's Clinton. Nate Clinton. A couple of big swings from that back row. And Stanford will come ready to serve. Clinton in that second set had 5 kills. Tapped over. Set by Opseth in the middle. Blocked at the net. Mandelbaum trying to block again. Stanford, nice pass over to the near side. And it's Snooey with the kill. 2-0 Stanford early. So back to serve for Stanford is Carrera. Set by Opseth into the middle, and another good block at the net by the Cardinal. Snooey. Right to the middle, it's Clinton again, and this time it's dug out. Has to just be tapped over by Graham. But now the Huskies, after an overpass, tried to get a kill. And that one just miscommunication by the Cardinal, and the Huskies will get a point. Fell right in between Briette and Wagner, and both looked up to the heavens, as they would have had a good opportunity to get something set up for a swing on that far side. Already seen Snooey with a couple of those early. This time it goes right into the net from Graham. So Stanford does get it right back. Service errors have come at a premium for both sides so far. 10 for each team coming into this. So the 11th one for Saskatchewan. And this time it goes wide. Stanford thought that was a point for the Cardinal. And again, we haven't seen any challenges here in this match. Both coaches have kept them in their pocket for now. See if that continues here in set number 3 as we get closer towards what could be a conclusion if the Cardinal win this set, and that's going to be a big help there as Snooey yet again with another big swing and a kill. 4-2 lead for Stanford. Not many leads so far for Saskatchewan, only 3 of them to account for. And this time can't be kept up by the Cardinal. It's a 4-3 score. So the first match of the season for Stanford, looking to pick up a victory, and this time it goes off the hands of Porter. Little miscue there to tie it up at 4. And this time it's going to be a service error. Excuse me, service ace for Stanford. So back to serve is Gray Mandelbaum. Big back set and a big kill. Jacob Baird. Five. So now Thorson to serve here for Saskatchewan. Huskies have taken a timeout in both sets so far. Stanford has not. Opposite back. Overpass by Stanford. This time an overpass by the Huskies, but a good job to get in front of it. And a tap that's going to go the way of Stanford. Miscommunication on the Huskies' side of the net. And it's a 6-5 lead. As heading back there and hoping for another run like he had in the first set is Wagner. Wagner with the swing. And nice dig there by Snooey. Back set, Wagner. Quick tap. Didn't look like he got all of it. Now a big swing and a block at the net. It gets over. Sent back over by Smith. And the swing this time, Wagner can't dig it out. 6-all. So Saskatchewan is going to have Mashuk go back there to serve. With a 6-6 third set. The shoot. Light tap over right to the middle, and it gets blocked at the net, but it goes out of bounds, and Stanford will get the point. 7-6 after the swing from Carrera. So Nate Clinton to serve. Clinton's had a solid day so far for the Cardinal. Does have a service error on the day. This time it is not. Set to the far side and a block by the Cardinal. Briette there helped out by Carrera. And the Cardinal take their largest lead of set number 3. It's a 2-point advantage. As Nate Clinton goes back again. Some of these runs have come off the hand of Clinton as well as Wagner. Set to the far side, and that time Wagner, a little bit of miscommunication. Wrong step to the right. And the Huskies get the point. So back to serve Here is Noah Opseth. Tap over. Opseth with a set, and that time just kind of overpassed it. There was some confusion and tangling of the feet that happened there for Matthew Mathot. Looked like he was trying to from that outside spot and just kind of slipped. You see him wiping down the court here. But either way, we're all tied up at 8. As Opseth will go back to serve it yet again for Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan will have a few days off on their way down to Southern California. Back set, Wagner. Big kill. 9-8. Next match will be January 3rd as they take on Long Beach State down at Walter Pyramid, one of the more unique venues in all of sports. Served by the Cardinal. Set here on the near side, and off the block will be a point that goes the way of Saskatchewan on the swing from Emmett Graham. Graham will go back to serve it. 9-all. And that one just long. So Stanford gets the point right back. Back to serve Briette. Big serve that time, and a great set. What a tap that came to the near side. And a big swing by the Huskies to tie it at 10. And Matthew Mathot, since he's come in, has had an impact here for the Huskies, and now he'll try to have an impact back at the service line. So he takes a high running start to the near side, Wagner, and that is a kill. They go to the trusty Moses Wagner to make it 11-10. This third set giving a little bit similarities to the second set, which was a little bit more back and forth. Not a ton of momentum each way. Still time, though, for both sides as that one goes a bit wide. And it will go the way of the Huskies off the block. So now back to serve is Jacob Baird. And violation here by the Huskies. So 12-11 Stanford again. As Mendelbaum goes back to serve. Dig by Smith. Back set. And a kill. Big swing there from Graham. We're all knotted up at 12. Thorson back to serve. Swing to the middle. Dug out. Porter keeps it alive. Clinton can't get it over. And Saskatchewan has their first lead here in set number 3. Only have led 3 times in this match until now to make it 4. Thorson back to serve for Saskatchewan. And he sends this one right into the net. So, short-lived lead for the Huskies, but still time in this match And far from over here in set number 3. Back to serve. Here is Wagner. Touches the top of the tape there, but gets over. Block and just wide. Combination of Carrera and Briette again, but unable to keep it in play. 14-13. The next Saskatchewan point would take us to our third set break. See what Stanford has to say about it. As Lucas Mashut heads back to serve. Light serve to the near side. Now the far side, it's Wagner. Tried to be kept alive. And it is not kept alive. Looked like it might have hit something on the near side off the wall. So it's 14-all. And Stanford will head back to serve. And it's Ignacio Brito who will serve it for the Cardinal. Regardless, this point will take us to the break here in the third set. Big serve from Brito, who is yet to see time, and it's blocked at the net. Stanford takes the point, and they'll take the lead heading to the break. 15-14, Cardinal in front. We'll be right back on Big Ten. This a bit chilly evening, but for California standards, a little cold, but for all those people listening in other locations, might be a little bit colder. It's tough to complain about winter weather in the state of California. Set to the far side. Wagner sets it up. Now Carrera, it's dug out. Sent back to the Cardinals. Snooey just needs to come over, and it does from Opseth. Set in the middle. Carrera off the block. 16-14. Brito has come in and given some life to the Cardinal at the service line. He'll look to continue that here. Serve from Brito. Dig. Opseth. Far side. And it's going to be a point, Stanford. 3-point advantage for the Cardinal. And Brito back there again. So it's been a different combination for Stanford in every set so far. Who's been back there to take the Cardinal on the run? And it's going to be a violation on Stanford. So the Huskies will serve, now trailing by just 2. Dug out by Porter. Wagner over to Snooey. Dig by Smith. Opseth back set and wide. Point Stanford. Lead stretched out to 3. Cardinal bring in Kai Schmidt, who we haven't seen since the first set. The freshman in to serve here in a big moment for Stanford. This one he gets over, dug by Smith. Opposite back set, and a kill. Big swing from the lefty. Over on that far side, Graham, and he'll go back to serve. So Graham to serve with his team trailing by 2. And a big block in the middle. The Huskies cut it to 1. A huge block that time by Mathat. And has he been a bright spot off the bench for the Huskies? This time the Huskies just making sure they cover the back of their head there. It's been a couple of instances here tonight. Wagner, big swing, wide. We're all tied up at 18. Looked for a moment like the officials had a little bit of a disagreement. But they end up deciding Husky serve. Snooey, huge swing. 1 point lead for Stanford. Back to serve is Theron Briette. The 1 point lead here in set number 3. Cardinal have been the first to 20 in every set so far. Opposite. And off the top of the tape, Stanford trying to keep it alive, and they will not. So Saskatchewan ties it at 19. This could be the first time here in this match that Saskatchewan might be the first to 20. And probably the guy you want with the ball in his hand right now in Mathat to serve it. Had a big block earlier. Would love to add a service ace. And instead he adds a service error. Stanford first to 20, 2019. So the Cardinal, first to 20 in all 3 sets, now have a chance with Snooey back to serve. Big swing. Kept alive. Bit of an overpass. And Clinton now a tap again. This time Clinton able to just send it over. Set. Opsith to the middle. It's a kill. Mashut ties it at 20. Jacob Baird back to serve. Have a substitution here for Saskatchewan. I haven't seen a ton of those. Keegan Calo comes in. Haven't seen a ton from Saskatchewan. For the Cardinal, seen a couple of different names roll through. That one is wide, and it's a Stanford point. So back-to-back service errors by Saskatchewan have really added for Stanford some points that maybe you look a different way, and it's not a service error and it's in play. You just never know what happens. So the Cardinal bringing in Ryan DeRoss again. He served a bit earlier in this match. He'll get another crack at it here. This team leading by 1. DeRoss, big swing right into the net. 21 all. So the Huskies will now have a chance yet again, third straight time. We're all tied up and they'll have a chance to take the lead. And timeout is going to be taken here by the Cardinal. So Stanford burns their first timeout of this entire match. Just go over a few things. Of 5-0-0 for Wagner. Also includes 3 service aces in that. That leads the team in both categories in kills and service aces. So here we go. Joshua Thorson back to serve. And this one is in play. Set. Wagner. Point Stanford. Moses Wagner with a big kill. And the Cardinal able to get back in front. And you got to wonder if that timeout by John Costi was big for Stanford. Just get their footing. in a stretch where you felt like Saskatchewan was not going to give you that third service ace, but Stanford gives a service error, I should say, right back. 22 all. And this has been really the story of set number 3. No momentum each way. It feels like the momentum swings have been large and quick. Mashut puts it over the net. Big swing by Nate Clinton. 23-22. Stanford in front. It's been Moses Wagner that's had a couple of big kills, but Clinton's been right there with him. A couple big back row swings. Now a chance to serve it here, up by 1. And it's in! A service ace by Clinton. Set point, match point, Stanford. Timeout, Huskies. And the crowd here at Burnham can sense it. So Stanford up 24-22. We'll have the conclusion. And Stanford in front by a score of 24-22. Match point here for the Cardinal. Clinton over the net. Opseth set. Tapped over. Now a chance for Stanford to win it. Wagner, it's blocked at the net and kept alive by the Cardinal. Has to get over. It does. Briette able to get it over. Back set. Kill is wide. Stanford wins. 25-22. The Cardinal come away victorious over the Saskatchewan Huskies in the first of 2 between these two teams. It was the swing from Wagner, but a great dig, and Saskatchewan